Hello dear student. Now we are going to discussing the unit number 1, communication, corporate communication. Here we are discussing about the meanings of communication. Dear student, you know about the communication. In generally, communication means the sharing the information from one person to another person, or the person can sign or given symbols to understanding the particular situation to other person, or some persons are passing the letters. That means they are written some information in the particular letter and give it to the another person. So that is also one type of the communication. Through the technologies, for example, we are talking with each others through the mobile phones or through the video conferencing or using various social media apps for the purpose of sharing our information to the another person. That is called as communication. Here, the word communication has been derived from the Latin word communis, which means common. That means to share or to make common or to impart or to participate or convey or transmit. So here the Latin word communis, which means a common. Therefore, it means sharing of ideas in common. In business corporate, it implies the exchange of ideas, objectives, instructions, suggestions, etc. among the managerial staff and their subordinates operating at different level of the organization for the purpose of planning and executing or operating the corporate policies. Dear students, if the person, those who are in the top level management, they want to implementing some policies in the organization, in that situation they can take the information about the particular project. In that situation they can get the some instruction, they can get some information from the various departmental employees or the managers. In that situation, that managers are given the various ideas how to implementing the policies, and they are having some objectives, what to do, where to do, how to do, to whom to do. Like that objectives will be taken by the organization, and some instructions will be given by the experienced people to the top level managers. And also anything will be problems arised, in that situation the experienced people or the top level managers are given the suggestion to the various technicians or various managers or the top level managers. That means the communication is nothing but as the sharing the various information from one person to the another person. So sharing the ideas, that means the number of people in the organization, the different peoples are in the having the different ideas. For example, if the organizations are having 100 peoples or 100 employees, all the employees are experienced, so each employees are having the different ideas about the policy making. So in that situation they can given the different ideas to the top level managers or the subordinates, and instructions and suggestion also given by the experienced people to the managers or the top levels. So here they can using the some languages or understanding purpose they can using the various medias. That media is called as the communication. That will be in the oral, or that will be in the written, or that will be in the gestures. The oral means they can talk each others. Written means they can writing the letters or writing the some other information and the suggestion and instruction through the letter. It will be sending to the top level managers. The gesture means given the symbols or signs. So that is one of the understanding medias, that is called as communication. So communication is nothing but as the sharing of ideas, objectives, instructions, suggestions by the one person to the another person. That is also from managerial staff and their subordinates. Here the subordinate means the co-workers. The supervisors are having the subordinates, or the top level managers are having the subordinates. For example, the board of directors having in the subordinates like a different departmental managers. The different departmental managers are subordinate as a supervisors. The supervisors are having the employees. That means the top to bottoms, the one persons are under in the another person. So that person is called as the subordinates or the superiors or the seniors, operating at different levels of the organization for the purpose of planning. Here the planning means the companies can going to take a different type of the planning for uh, like a different product are manufactured in the companies, or expanding the companies, or the company's market will be expanded to the different areas like intercities or interstates or country wise or the international level. They can go into implementing the levels of marketing, that is called as planning. And executing means the implementing the plannings, or it will be considered as working situations or operating the corporate policies. So totally the corporate policies means how to start the business, where to start the business, and to whom the start that particular product. So that is all the policies are comes under the corporate sectors. So for that purposes each and every person need the communication. So communication means the understanding levels of the medias to one person to the another person. So that is called as communication. Understood? Now, definitions of communication. According to Theo Heyman, communication is the process of passing information and understanding from one person to another person. It is the process of imparting ideas, making oneself understood by others. Understood? According to him, that means the author name is Theo Heyman. So this person tells us communication is the process. That means it is not a completed. It will be process. The process means moving from one step to another steps. So this is the process. So communication is the process of passing information. How we are passing the information? For example, we are talking with each other indirectly, that means in the face to face, or through the electronic media like phones, or we are sending the letters to the emails, any other. That means we have to passing our information and understanding from one person to another person. If the person will not be understood, that is not a communication. Here the communication means they have to understand. The one person can sending the message or information to the another person, that must be understand to the another person, that is called as a communication. And it is the process of imparting ideas, making oneself understood by others. What the persons are making the ideas, or uh, giving information to the another person that will be understood by the another person. That is called as communication. Totally, Theo Heyman, communication is the process of passing information and understanding from one person to another. It is the process of imparting ideas, making oneself understood by others. Now we are going to discussing about the characteristics of communication. So what are the characteristics of communication? It is universal. Communication is unavoidable. Communication is the continuous process. The communication is a two-way traffic. See, dear student, the first of all, it is a universal. It is not required for one person. It is a universal. Every person and every uh, lives in the words using the communication. The human can talk each others, and but others, that means the birds, beasts, animals are also taken the communications. So it is not a required for a single person. It is a universal. Everyone needs the communication. So the communication is universal phenomenon. All living creatures like human beings, birds, beasts are communicate through their own symbols and signs. But the human beings are using a number of different medias for the communication. But another animals are also use the communicate through their own symbols. That is called as universal. It is not a single, and communication is unavoidable. Unavoidable means what? We can't avoiding the communication. Communication is always an existing and unavoidable phenomenon. Not only facial expression, positive gestures and other behavioral ways, even silence also conveys a lot of the person's attitude. We can't avoidable. That means it is unavoidable. We can't avoiding the any communication. If the persons are sitting silently, that is also one of the communication. Why they are sitting? If the persons are getting sadness in the lives, they can sit silently. The persons are loud, speak louds, or the persons are very happy, they can enjoying, they can dance, they can sing. So any communication we can't avoidable. That means the communication is the unavoidable. So that is one of the characteristics of communication. Communication is a continuous process. The communication is not standing. That means it will not discontinuous. It is a continuous process. So communication is art or event of time rather than it is a continuous process. It incorporating various events and activities that are interrelated and interdependent. So depending on the various planning, depending on the various project, it will be continuous. It will not be stopped immediately. It will be continuous to one person to another person. That by the formal communications, informal way of communication, diagonal way of communication, that will be continuous. So another characteristics of the communication is it is the two-way traffic. The one person can also take on the communication, that is dyadic, interrelated, that means two-way traffic. One person also take on the communication, but most of the cases the two persons are going to take the communication. That means the one persons are given the instruction to another person, that person will be understanding what they are telling. So that is called as two-way traffic. Communication is not complete unless the receives understands the messages. To ensure that the receiver has understood the messages, there should be some sort of feedback. Thus, the communication is two-way and not the one-way traffic. One persons are given the instruction to the another person, that the another person will be feedback to the particular person. So that is called as two-way traffic. It is not a one-way. So the sometimes it is also one-way traffic, but the most of the cases the communication is the two-way traffics. Objectives of communication. There are number of objectives in a communication. They are to give and receive information, to convey the right message, to provide advice, to persuade people, to motivate people, impart education and training. First of all, the communication gives and receive the informations. Actually, the communication means passing the ideas or information to one person to another person. So it gives and receive the information from one person to another person. In an organization, the management uses communication to keep the employees well informed about the goals, policies, and rules. Meetings, telephone, notice, employee handbooks, and bulletins are used to convey necessary information to employees. So, in the organization, the top level management or the higher authorities are passing the information to the lower level employees. And in the lower level employees also given some request to the higher level authorities. In that situation, they are passing some communication procedures. So, in the meetings and telephone or notice or employee handbooks, some bulletins are used to convey the necessary information. That means they are underlining the each and every concepts and conveyances to understanding purpose to the each and every employees. So that is called as the given and receive the information in a communication from higher level to the lower level as well as to the lower level to the higher level. So that is the first objectives of the communication. The next one is to convey the right messages. The main objectives of communication is to convey the right messages to the right person. That is, to the person for whom it is meant. And the person should also understand that messages. Convey that message means to understand the information or ideas or messages to the one person to the another person. So in that situation we are implementing our communications. That means we are using some communication procedures like gestures or symbols or different type of the languages to convey the messages to the each and every persons of the employees. The third one objectives of communication is to provide advices. Advice may be given on personal or official matters. Yes, the higher level authorities need the advisors. Sometime in the organization, whenever they are going to preparing the budgets or whenever they are going to searching the cost of productions or how much costs are incurred in the individual departments or how to purchasing the right quantities of materials and right qualities of materials to checking the qualities of materials. In that situations, the expertises are given the advices to the higher authorities. So here the expertises are given the various type of the communication techniques to understanding to the higher level authorities. So that is called as the provide advices. So it may be given on personal or a official matter also. In business, supervisors advise works in handling machines and equipment in factory or offices. Managers need specialized advice from experts in matters like taxations, project finances, quality control, engineering. Yes, as I told in the beginner, to calculations of the taxation and the project finances, that means how much finances is needed for the futures expectations of the project, or if they want to implementing their organizations, or if they want to changing the product policies, or they are going to manufacturing the new product in the organization, they need the advisors. Here the expertises are given the various type of the advices to the top level managers. So they are using the different types of the communications, that is called as to provide advices. Then to persuade the peoples. Here persuasion is an important objective of the communications, and it requires the ability to speak and write effectively. That means to understanding the situations, to understanding the messages, to understanding the informations to the other parties. So it will be very effectively. So persuasion is more effective when face-to-face conversions in used with the tact. So when the higher authorities or the expertises are conversions of the messages or information through the face-to-face, here they are utilizing the communications. So that is called as persuasions. The next point is to motivate peoples. So when we are going to motivating the peoples, we need the good communications, whether it is the good languages or good understanding procedures or the way of understandings, that is also one of the communications. So that will be utilization in the communication, that means the motivate peoples. So the motivation is the driving forces by which humans achieve their goals. Motivation is the process of inducing people to work hard for achieving organizational goals. An atmosphere of security and mutual cooperations and trust is essential for this purpose. Communication is a very effective means of building friendly and trustful environments. In an organization, the motivation concept is very important. When the higher authorities or the supervisors are motivating to the employees, so employees can work with a confident and zeal. So here the higher authorities can motivate like a different languages or different steps, and they are given the good appreciation to the employees for work with a confident and zeal. So this is also one type of the good communications. So through the communication, the higher authorities can motivate into the each and every employees for work with a hard and work with a smart. So the next one is impart education and training. Education involves formal communication over a long period so as to widen the knowledge and skills. In a education, the communication is very important. So depending on the languages or depending on the understanding of the communication, it will be improve the education and the trainings. In a trainings, they are given the face to face communications, and also they are providing the understanding levels of the communication to the each and every employees. So these are all the objectives of the communication.